Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. RV Debs here, and I thought I would start a live chat and see who's out there. I know I haven't announced it earlier, but if you're there, come on in and let's talk. I'm just fixing it. So, okay. Give me a second here. I hope you're having a good week. You've had a good week. It's almost over. And I'm just trying to open up the page so I can see what you guys are saying if you are out there. Okay. I hope that you're having a good day. Let's see who comes to visit. Okay. Anyway, I've got 6 viewers. Let me look at the page so I can see who's with me. Hi, Vivian. Hi, Beverly. Beverly. How are you all today? I just thought I would get on here. It's been kind of a quiet day. It's always a quiet day just about in this little small town that I live in. Hi, Catherine. Oh, I have to check out. I haven't seen his latest video, so I am doing okay. Oh man, things are basically happening. You got a lot done today. That's always a good thing, Vivian. I haven't gotten a lot done today, but there's not a lot to do actually. I had a shower. I am I'm sort of trying to figure out a way to trade my truck for a van, but I don't want an old van because I'm on the road alone. I don't like to break down, you know. That's important. Hi, Nomadic RV. Paul, I take it? You're the chatter. Yeah, I haven't. I'm uploading a video right now with Paul and his wife, Ramona. We went to Spur, Texas just a few days ago. And that was a fun day, wasn't it? Spur, Texas is supposed to be famous for like having lots of tiny homes and people coming there and building little homes. And we looked all over Spur, Texas, and we just saw very few tiny homes. Actually, it reminded me kind of, you know, where I'm living. Okay, Vivian, I know you don't understand. And hi, Timothy. Vivian says, why don't you hire somebody to move the RV and then you don't have to sell or buy anything? That's not the point, actually. I am going to stay. This is where this house, my little mobile home here, this is staying here. It's my home base. What I would like to do is trade my truck in for a really nice van so I can take off for a few weeks at a time and have a home to come home to. I like it here. I just need to get away. And so that's what I'm doing. How are you, Timothy? Hope everything's good with you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to move the trailer. Not at this moment anyway. If maybe someday. That's okay. You didn't know. Yeah, I don't think you've watched many of my videos, but I have been. I'm from Florida originally, and moved to. Was going to move out west, but my best friend in the world lives here. And when I got to Texas, she offered me a place to park my trailer and be here as long as I want, like as long as forever if I want. So I thought I would do that because I really didn't like pulling my trailer with my Chevy Avalanche truck. I just felt like it was never going to make it up mountains, and I would have been. It was not an easy thing to do And I like to travel, but I don't like to travel under like strain, like scared. You know, I have two dogs, and my truck was, I could tell that if it was going to go up a mountain, it would be a struggle for its transmission. And I have to tell you, I found a van that I really want. But I'll tell you about it. Hi Corey, welcome. Yeah, I found this 2014. It's a Chrysler Town and Country van. What I like about it, first of all, it only has 14,000 miles, which is amazing. I don't think traveling is what stresses me out. That's not the stress. The stress was pulling this big 27-foot travel trailer filled with, to the brim, and it was just heavy and it was hard to stop, and that's why. So tomorrow, Mark and Kat and I are heading to Abilene because that's where this van is. And it's a Chevy dealership, so my truck's a Chevy, and that I'm going to see what they'll give me for my truck to trade in. So we'll see, because I really can't afford any extra money. It'd have to be an even trade, and I'm not sure it will be. But I love that the Town and Country. It's very modern. It's a 2014, and it's got like seats that fold down, so that you can make any of the seats any way you want, and it would be fun for, just a basic camping trip, not to live in. But I could definitely enjoy going to the RTR in January and doing that kind of trip and staying in the van, so I don't have to spend money on a hotel. But I am talking to a friend. I don't know her in person, but she is a Celtic Thunder big fan, and so am I. And she's going to be going to the Grand Prairie concert, and so am I. So we're going to meet. Uh, oh, okay, Vivian. I didn't know you had a Town and Country. What year is yours? I'd like to go get the van. We'll see. I can't afford much, so we'll see. They want 18,000, and I know my truck's worth about 15,000. So I don't know if they'll do an even trade with me. Probably not. Oh, okay. Yeah, my truck's 2007 Chevy Avalanche, a very fully loaded LTZ type. So we'll see. Everything works on it. It's got low mileage, leather interior. This van in particular has leather interior, and it really looks nice. They probably won't want to give me enough for my truck. We'll see. So tomorrow I'm going to do that. Hi, looking good. I hope it works out too, for sure. I'd like to come home with it. And tomorrow we're going to Abilene, not just for the truck and van, but Mark's daughter, his granddaughter, who's, I think she's 20, is coming to stay with us for a week. I stay with them, and so we're excited about seeing her. She's a real sweetie. Thanks, Vivian. I need it. I don't know if it'll work out, because my credit's not very good either. So I don't know if they're gonna want to do even close to an even trade, and we'll see. I'm gonna go there tomorrow. Like I say, with Mark and Kat, we're gonna get my truck washed at a car wash to get it looking nice and shiny, and see what they say. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's going to be a different van, because this one's 18,000, but it sure is a nice one with low miles. And I love the way the seats, you don't have to take them out. They just go down flat, which is all I need, is just, somewhere where I can put a nice foam mattress, and camp out for, a few weeks here and there, and then come back home. I'm not going to stay away forever. I like it here. I do get a little bored. I would like to do more things, and that's what's stopping me. But as I was saying, I met this woman online. She's a Celtic Thunder fan, big time. She's probably seen them 50 times. She goes all over it. Well, she's going with a girlfriend. Um, she's going to go to what do you mean? Okay. Anyway, let me finish my thought here. Yeah. So she's going to be going to the Irish Festival, Kansas City Irish Festival. They're doing Byrne and Kelly is part of Celtic Thunder, my favorites. They're doing 2 shows, and it's like $30 to go to the fair for 3 days. And I'm going to join them, share their hotel, and that would be so much fun. I would love to do that, and that's happening the end of August, so it would be really something fun to look forward to. Hi, is it? I can't. I'm trying to think how you say that. Crinkeep. This person says they have a 2001 Chevy Avalanche. Love it. It'd be hard to give it up. Well, this was my husband's, and when he got it, it was a 2007, brand new, beautiful, lots of chrome, and it's got all the bells and whistles. I've enjoyed it. I can't sleep in it. The Chevy Avalanche, you cannot put a topper on the back. Doesn't fit. And I never use the back. I mean, it's wasted space. So if I could get the van that I would like, which would be something like a town and country. I don't mind a minivan. It's okay. Especially one like that. Uh, Low miles, 2014. I mean, wow, right? I'm not sure. Bacon on Money asked me if I'm going to get a cargo hitch or anything to attach storage. I do know that this van can pull 3,500. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you. So it's possible. If I really enjoy it, then I might get a little utility trailer to put in, maybe a tent and just things for camping. I really could do that, and I would enjoy it very much. Um, I probably wouldn't. I would probably go to the RTR in January because it's nice and cool in the desert, and I would have that to look forward to and meet a lot of new friends that I've seen their videos, and they know who I am, a lot of them. So it would be really fun to, meet some of the people and just meet people. I love to talk to people and get to meet people. So that's what I'm thinking about, and I have a lot to think about, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to work it out for me, but I'm on the lookout for something. So at least I talked to the guy, and he asked me to send pictures of my truck, and I did. I only sent the one picture that I have, and he asked me for some more pictures, but I'll just take the truck in. I'll definitely try to make a little, a little video of like the van that I'm looking at. Hi, Janice. Yeah, the Avalanche is like kind of like a Cadillac. It's very, and I know why he got it because when we got married, he wanted me to be comfortable in trucks. He's always had a truck at the time. Oh, thank you, Susan. You're so kind. So, but the truck's nice. The Avalanche is nice, but you can't put a topper on the back. They are good for towing, and it could tow like easily a small trailer, but I don't have a small trailer. This thing is heavy. And it's also, I've got the RV carport over it. I've got a sewer and a water and electric hookup that it cost me money when I got here. I had money. It's like a permanent thing unless I someday want to move somewhere else, really. If I find somewhere I really can't help but want to be, then I would. How are you, Susan? You always are so sweet. But anyway, the Chevy Avalanche is a gorgeous truck. And I mean, we used to go places and men would just eye it. And I mean, they would oogle over it. And Mark was very proud of his trucks. The one when I met him, he had a black Dodge Ram, and it was beautiful too. So that's what's on my brain today is that kind of stuff. I just don't know, how it's going to work out. So we'll see. But I need something to look forward to because I've been kind of trying to fight feeling down. And the biggest thing I feel down about is just because I don't really have anywhere to go, and it's very hot. And the heat of summer, it's it sucks, to be honest, really, to me. I mean, you go outside and you can't stay outside long. Sometimes there's a little breeze, you know. Thank you, Sean. He says I have a nice outfit and earrings and necklace. Well, thank you. Actually, this dress is a house dress. It's gauzy cotton, very comfortable. That's all you want to wear right now. And but I'm putting a video out. It's uploading. It should take a while, and it'll show you Spur because Paul and Ramona from Nomadic RV, they drove me. I was with them, and we enjoyed checking out all of Spur. But it was definitely a letdown. I was thinking there was going to be loads of tiny homes, and there wasn't loads of tiny homes. Hi, Jude. And Banking on Money says, do you get the itch to travel since you've been mobile for some time? Yeah, I do. I get the travel bug. I enjoy traveling. I've been in a lot of places. Kat and I traveled almost like at least 3 months, 3 months a year, and we had a pop-up. But pop-ups are nice for when you're camping, but not for traveling and stopping, and you don't put it up for one night. Yeah, so I am trying to figure it all out and not get down over it, you know. It's just, you know, and my friend Don, which is in this video, you'll see Don. I don't think I can afford to rent the van, really. Not a nice van, no. Sorry, that would be expensive. Hi, Kathy. But Don, this guy who bought one of my paintings last year, he drove all the way to Knox City from a little town out here, not too far. And he bought the painting from me and took me to dinner, but I hadn't seen him again. We just once in a while would say hi and message. And then he just basically showed up. He's in he had a big black utility trailer and a truck, and he's fixing it up to travel. So he was here for about a week. Looking good. A lot of people have. Yeah, Spur Texas was a bit of a bust. Exactly, Paul. But we had fun together. It was fun to be out with you guys. Yay. At least we got away. I enjoyed the drive. It's a nice area. I think renting a van would be expensive. I'm not sure. I've never rented a van before, and you know, I want one of my own, you know, and I want a comfortable one. Hi, Libra. Yeah, I want one that I know I'm feminine, and I kind of want a nice, cushy, nice plate. I want a nice van. I don't want like a empty, big cargo van, you know, drive like a truck. It's not comfortable, and it's going to be my mode of transportation. So yeah, I don't want to live in a van. I have to hand it to some of the people that live in vans. I don't know how they would do that as a permanent way to live. It would be very hard to me, but I can do it temporarily. I mean, you know, that wouldn't be bad. So yeah, so Don was here when we went to dinner and breakfast a couple times, and he came over because he didn't have air conditioning. He put a friendly fan in on the top of this utility truck trailer, and he fixed it up. He's fixing it up as he goes, but he's no longer going to be living in Texas. He's headed, I believe he wants to make it out to Prescott, Arizona eventually. So Nomadic RV, where do you want to go next? So I'm thinking about going to the Irish festival. That's true, Sean. Jude says in Ontario, it's about $250 for 5 days for an extended long cargo van empty with 2 bucket seats and AC. I don't want that. Yeah. It's probably cheaper here, but that doesn't make me want to go drive, you know. I'm looking at a van, and for those of you who don't know, I have a van I'm going to look at tomorrow at the Chevy dealership and see what they'll give me for my truck. It's a 2014 town uh, Town and Country. I think it's Chrysler Town and Country, and it's a really pretty van, and it's loaded, and it's got leather seats, and it's just a nice vehicle. I mean, I've owned 3 vans, but they were all the Sedona minivan, and that was beautiful. Town car, yeah, Chrysler town car, and it's only got 14,000 miles. This one in particular. It's a creamy colored beige, and it looks really nice. And what I loved about it mostly is you don't have to take the seats out in the back. They fold down. So you can arrange your seating any way you want to. And that sounds really perfect. Yeah, Town and Country is what they called it. And it looks perfect. And, the guy said they want to see my truck and give me and tell me what it's worth. And I'm sure they're going to try to make it not what I want, but because I'd like it out a trade. I'd like to trade for it. I don't know what the Pacificas. Libra says the new Pacifica are pretty. I bet. Yeah, Sean, I am looking forward to maybe going to the Irish, Kansas City Irish Festival. It's a 3-day thing, and like I said, my favorite group is going to be performing 2 days, and you pay $30, and that includes anything you want. You don't have to pay extra to go in see them. And I'd be meeting a couple friends, new friends, that I would love to get to do. So if that happens, then that's August 30th to September 3rd. So it sounds like fun, doesn't it? I hope I get to do it. That's all I can do is try to make plans doing certain things just to get me to be busy and things to look forward to. And Texas is a huge state. There's a lot of places I'd like to see right here in Texas. But, unfortunately, Spur Texas didn't do a thing for me. Libra said she looked up grass-fed beef in my area, and there is a farm just north of Abilene. Yeah, there's probably a few places you can buy grass-fed beef. For part of our family, when they first got here, checked on it, and you had to buy like a half of a cow, which is a lot. Hi, Linda, you made it. Welcome, Linda. We looked for the tiny house community in Spur, Texas, and we could not find any. We saw a couple of small, like tiny homes, but they were not like all in a group. The guy, we ate lunch, I mean, at, what do you call it? The Dixie Dog. And the owner talked to us, and he said that a lot of the small tiny home people are not going there because I guess the city wants them to use their sewer and their electric and water, and a lot of the tiny homes want to be like off the grid. And so I don't know if they moved outside of the town. Yes, someone said you can probably. I hate to say your name. Am I saying Crin Keep? Is that it? Said you probably can get more money to sell private. I know it's a hassle. Yeah, because then I would have no vehicle till I found one. Well, I'll have to check it out. I think grass-fed beef just means that the beef is that they grew the cows grew on their land, grass-fed, and never went to a like farm factory where they fatten them up with who knows what they put in that meat. So grass-fed is better. The beef that we have in our markets that are pretty good prices, steaks and stuff, they're good prices because they come from, unfortunately, Sadly, they come from animal factory farms. These poor animals live a terrible life. Keep. Okay, got it. Yeah, so, not only are we buying sad, uh, horrible treated creatures, but they're fed like, I heard that some beef is fed all the candy that's outdated. Can you imagine, just to fatten them up so that they're bigger. Richard Beck says they haven't been fed any grain. And it is different than the natural grass that, a regular, and there are farms that do that. Linda says in her country, which is Chile, she says, here in my country, they do not sell grass-fed beef in supermarkets. Yes, grass is more healthy. I mean, we see cows like when we're driving. There's pastures and cows all over the place here. So I'm not sure really what happens. I don't know if they just load all the cows up and put them into the factory and give them the last month of fattening them up and then slaughtering them inhumanely, and then we all eat that. Combination feeding, yeah. So, yeah, and as far as like food lately, the biggest problem with a person that is a food addict, and I include myself in that. Sometimes when pressure of life gets you, you get a little down. Food is what food comes into head. Like I had a hamburger and some fries. It was delicious, but it does get my head off of where I'm trying to be more, not just plant-based, because I'm not a vegetarian, but I certainly want to eat more vegetables and fruits than I would normally eat. Hi, Carrie from Alabama. Good afternoon. So Libra says the farm I buy from sells Highland cattle and Angus. Highland graze the same way that moose do, leaves and low-lying brush and grass. Yeah, well, Jude said she did. Well, we went to the Dixie Dog. They don't sell exactly health food. I find that most places around here don't. Everybody's frying up, steaks and breading. Everything's breaded and chicken, and it's hard to be like really on a health diet. You can't go anywhere. Not around here. I mean, there are some cities that have beautiful, healthy vegetarian restaurants and places you can get some really good meals, but not here. You have to buy your own, and it's just not easy. Sometimes I just give in, and I'm weak. Hi, Ellen. I like keto because you can eat all the meat you want. Tita Linda says, I am like you, Deb. I love food. I'm eating less meat now because for some reason I'm eating a lot of fish, which I love fish. Yes, Libra, that lots of fried foods, and especially here. Hi, Judith. It's good to see you from beautiful San Diego. Yeah, I don't drink sweet tea, so that's not a problem. That's what they sell, sweet iced tea. But you can get unsweetened iced tea also. That's wonderful, Kathy. She said, I cook 99% of what I eat and I've lost 178 pounds. Wow. That's really excellent. Yeah, Jude, you can have whipped cream, and then you find yourself, doing whipped cream with a few strawberries, but a lot of whipped cream. I mean, I really abused keto because you're allowed cheese. It's really, I mean, it's an easy diet. It's an easy food plan. The problem with it is keto is if you're not eating grass-fed beef and things like that and enough roughage, it's just not. Then it's not good for me. It's not good for me. I love, and I do love the coffee. You put whipped cream in it with butter and coconut oil. and it lasts all day. You foam it up, bulletproof coffee. I did enjoy that, and it worked because the fat in the whipped cream and the coconut oil and butter kind of satisfied you and made you feel totally satisfied. Yeah, that's really amazing, Kathy. You can lose weight without the grass-fed beef, but you find that I found myself eating like, meat and all that stuff that's not so great. Harry says he walks 3 miles every morning at Walmart. Way to go, yeah. They wouldn't let me do that. Libra says I'm a good cook, which I feel like I am a good cook. They should let you have input in the menu at Bud's. No way. You really can't tell people how to do things. It's okay. You should toot your horn. That is an accomplishment. That is a major accomplishment. Yeah. Uh, Here, here. I don't know. I'm not a large. I don't eat a lot of food, but I make bad selections sometimes. They have Bud's has fresh broccoli, and it's good. I do order that. Sometimes I'll have like the chicken tenders with broccoli instead of um, the potato. That's a good idea too. I don't have a big house to walk around in, Jude. She says she walks around her house. I'm going to the store tomorrow. Yeah, I like to graze too. I don't have, right now, I have hardly anything in the house. I have one loaf of Ezekiel bread in the freezer outside in the garage. And I'll buy healthy food, but then we go to Bud's like tomorrow night's Friday, and we're picking up Pantera is her name. Mark's granddaughter is going to spend a week here. So we're going to go to the place, pick her up, and take her to Bud's because it's Friday night, family night there, and everything's half price. So then, hi, Amanda. It's so good to see you, Linda. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, so tomorrow night we're gonna eat at Bud's, and I can make choices. I mean, honestly, they do have grilled chicken, but I don't like the way they cook the grilled chicken. It's usually too dry. You can also get a salad with grilled chicken on top. So I didn't know you do. Kathy does daily vlogs on her channel. Hardest part is to be totally honest with myself. I try to really be totally honest, even with with everybody. But sometimes you get that urge to eat something that's not good, and it's not something you want to brag about. That's for sure. Like when I remember when we were in Spur and we all had hamburgers and they were good, and I felt guilty. So at least I showed it. I didn't hide it. Some people are just natural healthy eaters. They can be plant-based and they can go for it and they don't even want anything bad. But oh man, I grew up on stuff with sugar. Sugar's my main thing that I like. Carrie says Walmart lets me take my measuring wheel into the store to measure the distance around one lap. It was 1,124 feet, so I know that 14 laps is 3 miles. Wow. Hi, Fast Pup Dog Training. Kate. Hi, Kate. She's in Washington. It's a cool, awesome, overcast day in Washington. and thank you. Hi, Jean. Oh, so what's the temperature in Washington? I know it's going to be perfect. What's the name of the app? She said, Jude says, download to my phone a free app. Carry it with you and count. It'll count for you, and it will count calories burned. Okay. I read it as app. I knew that's what you meant. It's hard to type. So let's see. Amanda says it's good. It took it easy for a couple of weeks. Went swimming, spent time with the kids, and getting everything going in my business. My daughter's got a job at Starbucks. That's good. Right, nomadic RV. It was a little tough to choose anything healthy at the Spur Dixie Dog. It was just one of those places. You have hamburgers and fries, and well, I think they had Philly cheesesteaks and hot dogs, and yeah. I'll check it out, Jude. Well, that's good. I'm glad your daughter's got her first job. Joanne. Joanne says she has zero food in the house right now except an Outshine strawberry bar and one protein bar, and want neither. Been thinking of going to the weight loss center. It's good when you do join a weight loss center, because then you're accountable and you have to go weigh in. 78 degrees in Washington, rain on the weekend. Okay, Jude. It's hot today. It's hot every day here. Me too. Exactly, Paul. Still, I was there for the company too. And I enjoy being with you guys. You're two really cool people. I think we're on the same wavelength about most things, which is rare. Let's see here. Okay, Google, what's the temperature?
In Knox City right now, it's 99.
99 degrees right now. Wow. So I'm uploading a video. Let me just keep it going. Okay. Starting to go to YouTube right now. I would love 78 degrees. Joanne wants to know, what does Kat eat when she goes to Bud's? She has done really well. I'm really proud of her. She'll eat the grilled chicken. She'll either have it on a salad or with like broccoli. Yeah, she's done. But she had such high sugar, sugar diabetes that she has to. There's no doubt. Looking Good asks, when I return from Abilene, what's my next painting going to be? I don't know, but I tell you what, I can show you. These are, hold on a minute. Okay, I have one more hat. I haven't put them on Etsy yet, but I'm going to. That is one of my visors, and I finished this one. I think that really turned out good. Isn't that cool? And two full hats. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing when I'm hanging out here. 66 degrees. Wow. And then a couple days near 90. Just think about 99, you know? Anyway, so I'm going to put those on Etsy. And then, I don't know, Looking Good, I am going to have to get my paints out because I can't really sit and make necklaces right now. Thank you, Sean. It's good to make people work when they're young. You better learn because you're going to have to work a long time. And sometimes parents tend to, you know, baby. I mean, I was pretty babied. And then when I get out in the real world, I'm like, what? I gotta work and I gotta like do stuff. Gary's dropped 3 pant sizes in 2 months. Wow, good for you. Let me write that down because I want to get that. It's called PEDOETER. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with working when you're young. Actually, it's a good thing for kids to make their own money and know what money's worth. Especially these days. Pedometer, PDE. Oh, KO meter. Got it. Pedometer. Sounds right. Libra's son says now he has a master's and is a consultant in LA. Long journey getting there, but great background in working his butt off. Yeah. Amanda says that she's glad for Kat. Kat's looking good, and it's worth to live a healthier life for sure. And we only have one go round that we know of. Okay, Jude, that would be great. Yeah, and I get in it. I'm always starting it, and then I get off. Then I have to start again. Of course, starting is the hardest part of a food plan that's rigid. Yeah, bussing tables. Mark was bussing tables at Bud's and washing dishes, but his back kept going out on him, so he recently quit working at Bud's. Nomadic RV said, I was working full time at 15, went back and got horticulture degree in my 20s at night. Hey, cool. So you're a horticulturist. I didn't know that. Paul's from Australia. That's a place I wish I could see. There's a lot of places in the world, that I wish I could have gotten to. But I'm grateful for where I've been. I've been a lot of places, just not too far away. Yeah, I think I'd like to spend, like next summer. I'm hoping by next summer, when it gets to be 95 degrees, that I head to the mountains in Arizona or down into California and up the coast. I've got friends all the way up the coast from Santa Barbara up to Mount Shasta, and I can stay in there. They don't have room in their homes, like they don't have extra bedrooms. But if I had a van that was comfortable, I could sleep outside, but I still have their place to use. It's really good, Amanda. I started my first job when I was about 15. You want to know what my first job? Oh, this is a funny story. In Los Angeles, in West Hollywood, where I was at 15 is when we moved to West Hollywood. I got a job at a mortuary. In the Jewish mortuary, you send out these. They call them Yortzeit cards. They're typed with the date so that when somebody's family dies, it's not the date that you'd think their day they died. It's the Jewish date. So I would type out on the old-fashioned typewriter, you know, these Yortzeit cards and send them out for them. And I had never seen a dead person, and it was so weird. On the wall in the office, and then and I'll never forget it. And there was another little sign. It said, My day is complete unless I catch hell from someone. I laughed. I thought that was pretty funny, but I didn't stay too long. Um, you guys know who Shelley Winters, the actress, is. Her mother died, and she went to this Roman's mortuary, and so she was like lying in a coffin. They were going to come and view her, and yes, a mortuary. And the guys that worked there were. I was just a kid, and I went to look to see the first dead person I'd ever seen, and I went down this aisle to where the coffin was, and they closed the door and locked me in there like a joke. And I wound up quitting the job. I just thought I can't be around it. They all thought it was funny. So that was my first job. Carrie said, I have a friend who is 69 years old, diagnosed with type 2 diabetes years ago, but never changed his eating habits. And now both legs are amputated. That's what Kathy was afraid of. Her feet were hurting her, just touching her feet. It's getting a little better, not all the way, but it took years to get where she was. That was a creepy first job, yes. And then I was playing guitar, and I wound up teaching beginners at this little guitar studio it was in West Hollywood, and I did that. I taught mostly kids for a while. That was another job I had. Yeah. Then I did a phone job. It was I can only remember the opening line was something like, "Hi, does anyone in your home know how to drive?" Or "Does anyone in your home not know how to drive?" And then we would get into the pitch to try to get them to driving lessons. That was an awful job. I had a lot of jobs as a kid. It was a horror, just the idea of somebody locking you. I was like 15 and a half, locking me in this like viewing place. Julie asked, why did my parents decide to move to Florida? Timothy had an apartment above a mortuary for 3 years, and that was interesting, I bet. Okay, well, when I was 21 years old, I got married, and it was not the right marriage. It lasted about a year and a half. And my dad said, Maxine, my cousin, lived in Florida. Why don't you go to Florida and see, visit her and get out of California and start your life over. So my parents kind of shipped me off to Florida, to Clearwater, Florida. And then that was in like 73, I think something like 73. And then I actually, in 74, I went back to visit. I thought I was going to get back with my husband, but I didn't get back with my husband. And what happened was my sister died. She was 27. And it was a terrible, terrible time for my family. And I just wanted to go back to Florida, and they wound up following me back to Florida. Very funny, Paul. He says a job in a mortuary, a bit of a dead end job. Right, it was. So that's how we got to Florida. After losing my sister, my parents, we all just moved to Clearwater, Florida. And life was never the same after that, really. Once you lose someone like your sister, not for my parents, for sure. Yes, Julie, it was a major tragedy. And it's not funny, but the thing about it is when I went back from Florida to visit, I was staying at my mom and dad's to visit, and my sister um, was also staying at my mom and dad's because she was moving to Santa Barbara and sort of moving out of her apartment. So all four of us, for the first time in so many years, we spent about 2 weeks together. And then we went to Santa Barbara, and she went back from Santa Barbara to get all her stuff. And my dad had a big van. He was going to move her up. And she tried she died on drugs, accidental. She thought she could handle it. And it was was a terrible thing. She mixed heroin and cocaine together. It's a terrible story. I'm sorry that I don't. That was it's a very sad part of my life. And my parents found her at her apartment, and it really did change the direction of our lives. You never know what's going to happen, and I know that's awful sad, and it was sad. And yeah, and I've been having these crazy dreams. Yes, Libra, please give me a thumbs up. That does help. I'm definitely trying to get my YouTube channel to grow and to make some money for me, because that's how I can, afford to do a trip here and there and do anything. It's very painful, Julie. I'm sorry, Jude. That's awful. Yeah, we grew up, like she was older than me, and she was always the first one to try anything, LSD, and she's anyway. I don't think you get over those kinds of losses. You're right, Grace Beyond. You're right. Yeah, she was like one of those daredevils. I never liked anything. I don't like needles. So the most I ever did was smoke pot. That was it. Hi, Patty. Oh, Patty. Thank you, sweetheart. You're so kind. So kind. It just helps me a lot. Appreciate it. Um yeah, I'm going to Abilene tomorrow. Tomorrow. Exactly, Amanda. That's exactly right. They're called a speedball. It's something that every now and then I'll dream of her, but mostly I dream of my parents a lot lately. Like they're not dead in my dreams; they're like alive, and I'm usually having an argument with them or something about what I don't know. I don't know. It's just I've been having a lot of dreams lately. And then my husband dies. I had this fear as a kid. I don't want to start crying, but I had a fear as a kid that I'd be alone, and that fear came true. It's like my family died, and then I met my husband, and it was right after my mom died. She had been gone for about, I guess, about 8-9 months, and then I met Mark. I thought, oh, that it made my life complete. Just having my partner in life. But it didn't take but 8 years, and then, well, he died. I met him in 2001, and he died in 2014. My mother, right after my sister died, got Bell's palsy, where your muscles in your face drop. And my dad took her to this acupuncturist to try to help her. It did help a little, but nothing helps when you've lost your daughter. And for so many years, I used to give my mother and father Mother's Day. I'd give her 2 cards, and Father's Day, and birthdays. I would always buy 2 cards, like one from my sister, one from me. Yes, Grandma Patty's always so special, so sweet to me. Thank you. And I was thinking recently, I've been asked about Patreon. I wouldn't know what to do for Patreon. Yes, it would be nice to have help. And I was thinking, what could I do to make a Patreon account work? And then I was thinking, well, I could do like a live phone call to each person. I could have private live chats with Patreon people. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that. It is humid recently. If it rains, then we have the heat. It gets humid, but sometimes it's very dry. Today's kind of dry. Bell's palsy's terrible. A cousin of mine had it, and she still has a crooked face. It's supposed to go away, but I don't think it ever goes away completely. It goes away some. Thank you, Grace. Yeah, so I've gone through a lot of loss, and you wonder, like, what's the lesson in losing people and being alone? I see these people that are married 50 years, 30 years, 25 years, and I'm jealous. I'm not jealous in a bad way. I'm just, I wish I'd had a long marriage. Yeah, they do. They keep there. It's ridiculous that YouTube keeps that kind of money from people that do. I know, and I don't know what I would do differently if I had a Patreon account. I know there's some people that have told me that, they wouldn't mind doing something like that. I don't know. I just know that if I have to make payments on a van, like, because this van that I want, chances are, if they even want me as credit, I'd have to make payments. Yeah, Libra, trying to figure out what I want to say. Ellen says I could sing and play my guitar. Man, if I was younger and YouTube was busy when I was playing music, that would have been the best thing. I would have probably done that, and I would have done well probably because I know that people make it through just playing music on YouTube. I'm a little old now for that kind of thing, but it is, Donna. She said I keep losing people too. It's depressing and bewildering. Um, it is. I finally found someone who I wanted to grow old with. Yeah, Libra. Yeah, they take their share. The good thing about Super Chat that does help is that they count that money towards my monthly. So let's say like April, I only had $96 made, so you don't get that money because you have to get $100 before they pay you. I'll get it this month though. You don't lose it, but yeah, just everything helps. Yeah. Nomadic RV says you're never too old to chase your dreams. Yes, Amanda, I have to cut. There could be no nails over the edge. No, you don't get the entire when super chat. Anybody that gives money, YouTube takes. It's cut, but it helps me because it puts me. It still counts for me. Yeah, I am a little too old for the guitar and singing like I was at one time. I mean, my fingers don't work the same way. When you get older, I used to be able to play chords and bar, and when I have tried to play again, um, man, it hurt. Hi, Ellen. Yes, I am planning. Well, I called up a Chrysler. I called up a Chevy dealership in Abilene, and I told the guy what my truck was, and he told me to send a picture because they would give me, they'd be able to tell me what they would give me for it. And he said he had one van, and it was a 2014. It's a Chrysler Town and Country, a really beautiful van that's only got 14,000 miles. Thank you, Julia. So tomorrow we are going to Abilene, and yes, Donna, they are. I think they are. Um, anyway, we're going to go to Abilene tomorrow and see this dealership and have them see my van, see my truck, and see what I can do. But they want 18,700 for this beautiful van. It's gorgeous, and I don't think I'm going to get an even trade out of that. So I don't know. I don't really can't afford any extra money. I mean, I can only do an even trade, or I'm not even sure if they'd let me do payments. Thanks, Donna. This is like a lounging dress. I mean, it's very lightweight. Thanks. Appreciate it. That's interesting, Amanda. She said I could do like Bob Ross, nothing like Bob Ross, and do exclusive painting videos for Patreon. I'd pay to watch. Yeah, I'd have to do something. You can't just, have a Patreon account and not do it. Hi, devotee. Don't do what? Don't do it. What are you saying? Don't do. Yeah, I could do. I'm gonna have to. If I did do that, I would have to, set something up so that it's worth. It's like different. Hi, Nana's Joy. Nana's Joy said get a cargo van and set it up for camping. Cargo vans are not comfortable to drive. You know what I mean? They're like, a bucket seat. Well, it's interesting that you say that, devotee, because I looked it up yesterday, the year and the van, and it got huge good reviews. That it's and I don't see anything wrong with that. I'd have to check it out, but well, Carrie, at least you could do that. I went to Hollywood High School. I don't think there's anybody left from my high school. Hi, Julie. Yeah, I don't know if I'd really. Yes, Pneumatic RV said you'd have to have content that appeal to all of the patrons. Well, devotee, thanks for your input. I really don't think I want a big, empty van and just have no comfort. It would be, I don't know. I really don't know. I had a minivan. I had a Kia Sedona. I had like three different ones, brand new, and I loved it. I really did. David Cassidy was in my say. He didn't really go to my school, but he was. I knew him. Yeah, but a SUV is not really very comfortable to camp in. And I think it's neat because the town and country van has the seats that go right flat down, the hideaway seat. And you can do what you want. You can set it up as a camper, or you can, you know, have, yeah, well, a new Sedona would cost me more money. Is that what you're doing, Julie? She said it's warm, so a hammock and a spray bottle's perfect. Yeah, David, when I knew David Cassidy, he wasn't famous yet, but his mom was. Uh, and his dad was Jack Cassidy. Joanne's asking about how-to videos for making jewelry. It's possible. Oh, many times, Carrie asked me if I went to Pink's Hot Dogs. I love the place too. That was it. Loved it. I like their chili dogs. I played chicken with David Cassidy driving him home. I took him home one night. You know what? Remember chicken when they put their hand on your leg and they go chicken and they go no. Then they go a little higher, chicken no, and then you go yes. If there's one available, that's the thing. I did go to a Kia. I did go to a Kia dealership in Lubbock, Texas, and they only wanted to give me 10,000 for my truck, and my truck's worth more. And they had a 2016 Kia Sedona, and they wanted about 18,000 for that. So anyway, but I mean, I can't make them give it to me, at a deal or anything. Yes, Pamela said if my luck was good, I would get a small boathouse by the beach. She says she's dreaming. Yeah, well, you know what? I like to dream about things too. And I don't know what I'm going to wind up with because it has to be one that's going to really be an even trade with my truck or close to it. My truck is 2007 Chevy Avalanche, loaded, an LTZ with low miles. I know it's. I don't think it's worth 18,000. I think if I sold it privately, I probably could get close. Well, I'm going to definitely. That's what I'm starting to do is actually physically go to Abilene. I'll go to Wichita Falls. If this doesn't happen, something else will happen. Right, Jude. That's what I'm thinking. 12,000, 12,500 is what I think is if I was selling it, that would be the cheapest. That's a nice vehicle too, Libra. She's got a 2009 Silverado loaded. I've looked up my truck, and it's been a while, but it was depending on the shape of it. It's in good shape. It has no dents, no scratches. All the interior leather is there's no holes. Everything works. It's in good. It's a good truck. I bought brand new tires before I moved here. Well, if I sell it privately, then I wouldn't have anything to drive until I got it. I know what you mean, Libra. This was my husband's truck, and he loved it. And I'd rather have him any day than the truck. But I'm just going tomorrow to check it out and see what they'll give me for my truck, and maybe then they can find something that I want besides that one van. It just when I looked at the pictures of the van and all of the stuff that comes with it, it's loaded. It was a beauty. So we'll see. Carrie, that's funny. Hold an auction for my truck with you guys. Yeah, well, and what would happen if it didn't sell? Oh, I'll give you $1.50. I would sell it though. I mean, I guess I would be kind of like it'd be real hard to buy a new one when you don't have a vehicle to get around. Joanne, the Chevy Avalanche, my truck does not. You can't put a truck camper on the back of those. The only thing they have is like a tent cover, like a tent back. That's not what I need. I wish it was. If it was a different truck, I know I would have. Yep, Donna, they are. Cars are very expensive. And you have to have one. I mean, I live in the middle of nowhere. I live an hour from Abilene and just a little over an hour from Wichita Falls, 2 hours from Lubbock. It's just, you got to have a vehicle that you can drive. Very funny. You guys are funny. No, I'm just going to have to see what happens. I'm starting anyway. At least I'm going in that direction. I'm going to see what they'll give me. Yeah, so unfortunately, the truck that I do have, you can't put a topper on it because I would have done that. That would have been perfect because I love my truck. I know it's been taken care of, but it is what it is. And could I buy a little travel trailer, small one, like I could, but I don't have the money to buy it. I don't. I have to sell my truck in order to, you know, replace it. Well, Mark's coming with me, and so is Kathy. And I'm going to say, listen, it would have to be an even trade, and then walk out and see what happens. Yes, Carrie, a Chevy Avalanche. I've never had that good of luck at a dealership. They're always the ones that, screw us. And my dad was a car salesman, so Ellen says, I meant to mention, Debs, there is a doggy beach where I live called Rosie's Dog Beach. There is a big sign, Rosie's Dog Beach, and I see it daily during morning walks. She'd love that. I have thought about the A-frames, those Alpines, but they're expensive. I've been looking for one. That would be, I don't want a pop-up, but the kind you can stand in with hard walls that's like this shape, yes. But there are none available, and new ones are really expensive. That would be a fun little trailer to be able to hook up. I am going to go to the RTR this coming January, even if I'm in my truck. If I still have my truck, then I'm going to go to the RTR and rent a motel, little space, an Airbnb for like 5 days and visit. Yeah, they're expensive. It's like, unfortunately, I spent most of my money in my life before now. And, the sad part is when you get older, you really can't replace your bank account. That, I mean, at one time I had it, and I live in the middle of nowhere, Joanne. It's hard to find anything. Sometimes I'm so mad at myself because I'm here. And then sometimes I know that I'm in the right place. I'm kind of confused. Grace says she's been watching for one of those to go on sale. Yeah, I check Craigslist. I check RV Trader. I've believe me, when I'm sitting here and there's not much to do, I am checking. Yeah, but Carrie, those people are not me. I can't even see myself camping in a Toyota Prius. It's just, do you think that I'm that kind of woman? I never had a sports car. No, I never have. My dad was a car dealer, so I always had cars, but I never had a sports car. I'm sure it's fun though. I had a Volkswagen. It was my sister's. When she passed away, I got her Volkswagen. Right, Julie. Just need a break. That's right, Grace. Beyond, she says, never be down on yourself. I always feel that you're in the place where you're meant to be for a reason. And I do think that there are no mistakes, that you're where you're supposed to be. But I wonder, sometimes I wonder, like, you know, why am I by myself now? I shouldn't be. I had a friend, Don, who was here. He just actually left yesterday. And he had a crush on me. He's really sweet. I'm sure he'll watch this. And he would tell me how pretty I am, and that all this stuff, but I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into it. Right, Julie, it does get boring. I mean, my next video, which is uploading, should be uploaded. 90 minutes remaining. Um, he's in it, so you'll see Don. He's a nice man. He's had some hard luck, like we all have had, and now he's living full time with a utility trailer and a truck. It's a nice trailer, and he's got a lot of work ahead of him to make it comfortable. Yes, Julie, she said, I have a beautiful home base. You can travel around and do fun things that you want to do, and always have your friends and family at home base. for a beautiful life. Right. Like I love my friends and family here. I do. And they're good to me. We don't all see on the same, we're all not, you know, I mean, Texas is Texas and I'm California. I'm a California girl. My head doesn't think the same way as most people. I have to keep my mouth shut most of the time. I can't keep my opinions to myself. Kathy knows me real well. You know, I don't keep my opinions to myself with her. But yeah, like Don was here, like I said, a week, and you know, he was very gentlemanly, but he made sure that I, you know, that he let me know that he thought I was attractive. He even asked me if I wanted to go travel with him. Yeah, I want to go travel in a utility trailer without air conditioning in one single bed. No, that could never happen. Yes, Ellen. I think we get to a point, especially when you're older, and you want to do things. You don't have the energy you used to have. You know, you're just a different person when you get older. Hi, Kathy. Oh, Joanne. You know, and you know, being a California girl, yes, nomadic RV. I think you guys get me, and I get you, and that's really good. Really good to have friends that are on the same kind of page. Um, you know, I'm here in Texas, and I see sometimes what people say on Facebook because they let it all hang out, all their political crap. And I saw this one billboard. Okay, I'm not going out right now. Wait, Rosie, she's wanting to go out. Um, and on the billboard, it said something like, Carrie. Oh, I wish I had it in front of me. It was a big billboard, and maybe I can find it. No, no. 1 second. Let me look because it kind of insulted me. Okay. And it was my friend Larry, the guy that I saw like last year. He's with someone. We could never be together because he's too conservative. It says big letters. I don't know if you can see that. Can you guys see that? It says in a big green billboard, liberals. Oops. Shoot. I touched something. It went away. Okay. It says liberals. Please continue on I-40 until you have left our great state of Texas. And I thought, thanks, you know. Yeah, I'm a little more liberal than some people. Yes, Kathy, I remember. Well, it just is a big green billboard anyway. Thanks, Teresa. Yes, we were Nomadic RV, who is Paul and his wife Ramona. We went to Spur, Texas on Tuesday, and we had a nice time together, but we were really kind of let down because we could not find this major uh, capital of small, tiny homes. There wasn't any. There was a couple of small homes, but not like I thought. Very funny, Terry. One bed. That's all you need. Don can sleep on the floor. No, 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 no. Yeah. Um, so yeah, like she said, Joanne says she's muted a lot of people on Facebook. Right, Joanne, exactly. And this is what I live around. They're hardcore conservatives. I don't really mind somebody in the middle because I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, I don't mind having difference of opinions. I mean, it's okay, but there really are extreme. I can't believe how extreme the Texans are. So there is not much in that town, Spur. Yes, Kathy, I feel kind of trapped sometimes. Spur was kind of boring. I mean, we drove through all around it. We did have a nice lunch, and it was a tiny little Texas town, just like all the tiny towns. I was thinking I was going to see a row of tiny homes with people, active and stuff. And the only thing that was crowded was the senior center. You could see all the cars. Yeah, Kathy, there's nothing wrong with having people conservative. I really, I mean, let people think what they want to think. But you get what happens is when you listen and you don't give your opinion and they don't know who you are, you hear a lot of it. It's very prominent. I don't know if there is there a middle. I mean, I thought I was kind of in the middle. You know, it's just live and let live. Exactly. I mean, I'm not trying to change anybody. Hi, Maxie Doodle. Yeah, I mean, some people I can't even really. I don't even want to say anything because I don't like to talk down about people that I care about. But their religion and politics aren't blending with me, and I just have to be quiet because they care about me and I care about them. I'm not saying that I belong in California. It's not. I just feel like I'm an open minded person. I don't feel like a lot of the people do here. Let's put it that way. A lot of things have devastated me, Donna, about what's going on. I mean, I hate to even when I watch TV late at night and they talk about our president, it hurts because it's so ugly. The talk about Trump, and then it's so ugly the talk about liberals, and it's like really it's all ugly. I would love to travel, Julia. I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to work this out. I am because I'm going to need to, you know, have a few months a year. I need to be away from here, and then I'll come back and spend Christmas here. And I love the family, and I love seeing the boys. Just yesterday, Chase, who's 8 years old, he said to me, "You're not moving, are you?" And I said, "No," and he said, "Good. You're going to stay here the rest of your life." And I'm like, "I don't know." I said, "I don't know." He said, I hope so." That's true, Paul. He said at least to have a sounding board here. I used to live near Dunedin. I'm trying to read everybody's because everyone's interesting. Yeah, I think that the news media is really heavy. It's like there's no middle. When I grew up, there were conservatives, there were Republicans, Democrats, there were liberals. We all kind of grooved together. You might not like appreciate everything someone, but you didn't have hate. I mean, really. Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, the Beatles had it right. Joanne says, I think I'm a centrist liberal. It's okay to disagree, but today Trump is ugly, keeping us all divided. You don't have to shut up. It's a very divided country, and I've never seen it like that. In all my 60 some years, we were always strong and we stood together, but not anymore. In Texas, Texas is crazy that way. There is no, you cannot go out and say, I'm a Democrat. I wouldn't even say anything. I'm really not a Democrat either. I just kind of want to I'm peace and love. People don't really want to hear each other anymore. They just want to spew out what they think. And it's just a real sad situation for all of us. Yes, pneumatic RV. It's good to have. I mean, at least there are people that I know that relate, and I can, I have a good friend in California that thinks a lot like me. And Teresa said, I wish we could all love each other. Yeah, me too. It's pitting people against each other, and it's not good. Right, Julie? Maxie Doodle, you're going to get a van possibly. Yeah. Well, you know, I know I've been to Knott's Berry Farm, Joanne, and I'm your age too. Things have changed. Things have really changed. And I know that every old person says that when they look back, but I just, right, Kathy, people don't listen to hear and learn. They listen to be on the ready with a retard. Every time I talk to I, one of my family members about anything the opposite, they always come back with something, and I can't prove it, and I just shut up. I just wind up shutting up. I wouldn't put a sign on my yard for sure. Right, Maxie Doodle. Put my dogs in the van, and take off and just go to where people are a little more free. Pneumatic RV, I don't know why you're in America. I would be going back to Australia. He says that Australia is a lot more liberal. That's who he is. Well, that's what I get along. I mean, when we're together, Paul and Ramona, we talk. I feel like I can trust you. That's just the kind of people that you are. Yes, Kathy. And when you get into your 60s, you've seen the world and you've seen the hate. I mean, I like people shooting each other in schools, and it didn't happen when we were young. I mean, there was always crazy people in the world, but not like it is now. No, Libra, I've never learned to crochet. My mother was a good crocheter. Yeah. Terry says, go out and say, where's the beef? How the beef is here. The beef. You're so silly. Yeah, it's different. I just know that, I mean, I've been to a lot of places. I've been all over. I've never felt like what Texas feels like. They're very proud of them. They're proud of their state. They wish they could get away from being part of the United States. They would like to be their own country. It's not my thing. Well, Donna, that's how I am. My family does not, other than Kathy and Mark, they know what I feel. The rest of them, no. It doesn't pay. And we go to family night, and sometimes not everybody, but there's a couple people that love to put the TV on Fox News while we're having dinner. Makes me want to lose my appetite. I've never heard that, Carrie. California is trying to succeed too. I don't think so. I don't know. I know that I mean, they're totally on the other side of the whole thing. I kind of like to be somewhere in the, like the middle to the more. Am I left? I don't even know what it is. I'm certainly not a Texan. Really? That's news to me about California. I can't afford to live in California. I'd like to live in Oregon. I'd like to live in Washington or Oregon or Northern California. Hi, Heather. That's my favorite state, Oregon. I don't even know why. I've been to a lot of places that are great. But I love it there. Yes, Donna. Like when Kathy and Mark are having family night this week at this house. We never have the TV on. It's and if I say something like, "Do we have to have the TV on?" They'll put you in your place. Like, okay, rents are very high in California. I've got a very dear friend in Mount Shasta, actually in Dunsmuir, which is close. I would love to go visit and see if I could find my way to have a place there. But I don't make a lot of money on Social Security, and um, Etsy helps when I do make things. Yes, Julie, I'm with you on that. Really, I get kind of like lately it puts me right into a bummer, just so depressed because I'm on a nice piece of land. I'm welcome here. I'm loved, but it's in a place where 100% of the people are different than me. Thing about you know, oh, it's funny. There's some mean them. Like they'll talk about this and then they'll bring up something that's negative. If you can't really argue with it, there's no argument. Really, Heather. Heather, would you send me information on that? Teresa, I was born in Buffalo. I've got cousins in Buffalo. It's a nice place for not for winter. So that's what lately I've been kind of thinking about, and that's why I've got to move to get something I want to drive in that has room for the dogs. My truck's great, and I might have to wind up doing it with my truck, but I certainly would like to have use of the back. I mean, the back of my truck, I remember loading it up. It was so hard to get into my truck and use it. So I'm really going to have to change that, and I will. It's going to happen. It might not happen tomorrow. I hope it does happen tomorrow. Hi, Ruth. Thank you. We're all talking about all kinds of. Today's been a chat on just about all kinds of stuff. Um, yeah. So I talked about Spur, which is a little town about an hour from here. That's supposed to be like a tiny house place. It wasn't. It really wasn't what I thought. Because I've seen videos on Spur, and it certainly didn't look like that. Yeah, you got to have room if you're gonna, travel. You can't be. I want to travel, and I want to. I don't mind staying at Airbnbs here and there too. Yeah, Buffalo. I mean, like I said, I've got two cousins. My cousin Risa owns a restaurant. It's Risa's. Have you ever heard of Risa's Deli? Kerry said he uses the back seat of his car at the drive-in. Yeah, Where is that van that's perfect for me located? Yeah, I'm with you, Kathy, and I really am. I love Thai food. One years ago, I had this cookbook. I don't even know what happened to it. So many things I gave up, and I made the tom yum soup, coconut. You know, you had to get the special stuff. We went to the. Let's see. Hold on. Looking good. That was nasty. I will show it, but I'd like to keep it kind of PG. Okay, do that for me, Heather. Maybe maybe if I would have found a place that I want to stay year round, then I would give up this. I would sell if I could find another place. I'd sell this. Hi Wayne, I've been to Toronto. That's a beautiful little city. That's a lot of money to pay for water. Where do you live again, Teresa? Are you in? I forget. Hi Mary, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Yes, you have to be comfortable. Like Grace said, you have to be comfortable when you travel, or you're going to hate it. And I don't want to hate it. You saw it, Maxie Doodle? I don't know how you did, but that's cool. Oh, Buffalo, yeah. Sorry, boy, that didn't take me long to forget. Now I can read it. Yeah, well, water's expensive. Thank you, Maxie Doodle. She said she's seen my the van that I'm going to look at tomorrow. Hi, Marcy. Talking about California girls. I mean, I am. Even though I grew up I grew up in California, but I was in Florida for a long time. I still always felt like I was a California person, and I still do. And I think it just means that I have a very free spirit, open mind, and that's who I am. And a lot of people can't take it. They want to be in a little box. Everybody has to go to church, and everybody has to, volunteer, do this, and everybody has to have grandkids. It's like I don't really fit in hardly anywhere. Not here. I'm looking for somewhere to fit in, even though I've got Kathy and Mark, and I'm here. And most of the time, I'm pretty good here. It's really not horrible. It's just that it's such a small town. Our Nomadic RV will tell you. I mean, he's in a small town too. You got to get away. You can't just stay in this little tiny itty bitty place and not get fever to get out. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm having a little fever attack to go somewhere. And I'm trying to plan some good getaways. I'm planning to try to go to the Irish, Celtic Irish, well, it's Kansas City Irish Festival, the end of August, for like 3 days. And my favorite Celtic Thunder people will be singing and playing music there. And I've got two lady friends that want to meet me and possibly share a hotel. And it's an 8-hour drive. It's an 8-hour drive for me. I don't know. I don't know. RV Lucky lives about probably a 4-hour drive from me, so maybe I could spend one night there. I don't know. And then get up and go the rest of the way. Everything's kind of far. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Austin's a good 7 hours. I mean, not Austin, San Antonio. I plan on going these places, but I would really like to, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to try to get myself, a van that I like, something I want to drive. that has low miles. And I mean, it's going to be luck. I'm going to have to find. I'm going to have a little bit of luck and see what happens. Yes, I can't believe it's 7 o'clock. I don't know what time I started. I have 68 people watching. I don't know. That's exactly it, Julie, to be around kindred spirits. And I know they're out there because my friend Bonnie in Mount Shasta is a kindred spirit. She's a sister. And Marcy, I'm not going to sell my RV. This will stay here for now, probably for a while. But I'd like a van that I can, use and go away for a while. I like to go to California, like in the summer, and up to Mount Shasta, and maybe see part of Oregon, and meet some people that I've made friends with here. I've got a lot of people out there that I'd like to meet. I heard that Austin is liberal, but I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm here. 2 hours, huh? Wow. See, you guys, it's fun. I enjoyed talking to you. It's like kindred spirits. Even just it feels there's something I feel when I'm talking to you guys that I don't really have, you know, outside of my RV. It's um, it's a lonely kind of place. Oh, okay. So it's been a little over an hour, probably. Right, Kathy. It's supposed to be like a college area, which I would love to see. I'm sure I would enjoy the music and the art. And eventually, maybe I will get a chance to see Austin. I've got a friend, Bonnie, who lives between Houston, can't remember, Houston and Dallas. I might go see her in November or early December. So I don't know. I don't know. I really don't have much plans that are solid. The only thing I have is a ticket to Celtic Thunder November 30th. I'm going. Right, nomadic. Paul says road trip. Maybe we can do better than Spur. Yeah, we're going to have to go a little further, I guess. Yeah, Donna, I try to keep a positive, open-minded chat. Not everybody's gonna we can't all be on the exact same page, but it feels like we're at least all grooving along together peacefully. It is. Joanne says it's amazing to have this medium to be in touch with people. It is. It's great. It's a nice group of people. I'm very proud of my subscribers and my channel. Yes, Ruth. Ruth says, good luck with the van. That would be wonderful for me. Sometimes you have to take a leap. I think Canada's a great spot. I've been to Canada. I would love to go back. I went to Vancouver, Canada. I was young, and I thought it was gorgeous. And they're not so uptight. I mean, really, Texas is an uptight state. Uptight. Everybody's very rigid. Maybe that's a good word. Rigid. And it's Texas, it's the way it is. And I'm sure it's always been that way. Right, Jude. A leap takes money. I wouldn't mind if they could. I know it's not going to happen. I have a feeling because my truck's not going to be an even trade with this 2014. It's a Chrysler Town and Country van, really low miles. Really looks like a beautiful van. They're going to want money from me. They're going to want to put me on some sort of payment for 5 years. I'm not going to do it. Nope. Yep. I should have probably I came here because my best friend was here, and I love her so much. She was here visiting. I was at her house too. We see each other daily, but she's got her hands filled with her husband, with church. She never was like that in Florida. This is just the way it is now. And she's got her grandkids. And she babysits a lot. Her mom is down the street and always needing something. She's old, 89-year-old lady. Right, Julie? Like she said, reliable transportation is completely the name of the game. If you don't have money to fix something that goes wrong, breaks down, it's on you. And that's a scary part. That's why I want something that's newer, that I feel a little safe in, because I feel pretty safe in my truck. But it's getting to a point where, it's going to need some service, and it's going to cost me a few $100s just to, whatever. I don't know. Right now it's doing good. Yeah, but Kathy, if I went to San Antonio, I wouldn't know anybody there. I might as well get out of Texas if I'm going to go live in San Antonio. That sounds good. Nomadic RV says Vancouver's a lot like Melbourne, Australia. If I'm going to go live somewhere else, it's not going to be in Texas. And I'd like to sell my truck on the side, but then I wouldn't have any transportation at all. At least I'm on, Social Security. If something needs to be fixed, eventually I'll be able to, get it fixed. I hear you, Julie. I really don't, I went to church this last Sunday because Kathy's mother's sister was in town. She's 87. Of course, we had to all go to church. And then I got a really long paragraph from someone in the family that said it was so good to see me at church. And I was singing, because I sing, the church music's really good. And, I love seeing you at church. I love, all that. Like, uh, it's hard, really hard. Lisa, yeah, I mean, CarMax will take my truck and buy it from me in a heartbeat. I have a beautiful truck, but what am I gonna do? Walk out of there? And I'll be like an hour drive from here, because I'm far from everything. I can sell my truck privately, I'm sure. People, that's all they drive here is trucks. You look at what people drive here, trucks. But I got to be able to get something else so I can stay mobile. But I have to think about it. I have to. It's scary. It's really scary because I don't have the money to replace things. I'm just a just an old girl now. Yes, I know. That's what I'm trying to do. Maxi Doodle. Yeah, I don't mind going to church, and the people are nice and stuff, but it's not my. I don't have this need to be a group, part of a group in church. A lot of people do. They really feel like they have their family. It's like a family, a church family, and and they say things like, you got to love on them and love on them, and sometimes I just kind of want to puke, and I know I'm being rude. I know that it's rude. I'm just being honest. Yes, Heather, I'm going to think things through. I'm not going to just, you know, leave myself without anything and take the first offer. If I went to CarMax, they probably lowball me big time. Oh my God, I went to Kia Sedona. I went to Kia in Lubbock just to see what they'd give me, and they wanted to give me 10,000 for my car. And they put me in a 2016 Kia Sedona van for like 18,000, so I would have 8,000 to finance for 5 years, and then you pay them. If you add that up, even 200 a month times 5 years, you're paying way more money. That's true, Timothy. Sometimes our minds think we're younger than our bodies are. Right, Julie. She said, I didn't give up God. I just simply realized people are driving the bus and I need to get off. Julie, you and I would be, I'm sure we'd be friends for sure. Just, I feel like that too. Let's see. Okay. Joanne says, listen, okay, I'm listening. Buy what you can afford to pay off. Then sell your truck and use that money to pay off the new car. That way you don't go without a car at all. Well, that's an idea too. I just don't want to. I don't think I have good enough credit these days. I used to. You agree with Julie, Sally? Let me look back at make sure I don't miss. Yeah, I agree with Julie too. Yeah, but you have to have credit to buy a car, you know. Otherwise, you've got these outrageous payments because you're not the best risk at the stupid bank, you know. And I live on Social Security. I can't really afford a $600 or $700 payment. That would be more than half. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, I'm not going to be on much longer. You know, and I have this truck that was my husband's, and it's like the last thing of my husband's. And the credit union, you need good credit. No, I don't want to pop up, Kim. I had two pop. Kathy and I had two pop ups, and the idea of camping and being in a van is being able to pull over and have a nice bed and maybe, you know, a solar panel, and you can, you know, charge your phones and put a fan on or whatever. A pop up is a hassle, and I had one. Believe me. I think the sales tax in Texas is high. I'm not even sure. It's confusing, isn't it? Really is. Everybody, we all have ideas, and nobody knows for sure what somebody else should do. And it's 8.25. Okay, thanks, Paul. Sales tax 8.25%. Yeah, that's a chunk of change. Think about an $18,000 car. How much is the tax on that? And you know they're going to want that. Joanne says no sales tax in Oregon. You know, I have even thought about driving to Oregon and then finding, you know, a van there. Of course, I don't know if I'd find one. Sales tax, because you know they're going to want sales tax on anything. Well, Doodle, the dealership, she says, may be able to help you out. Let's see how much they want to deal. Yes, Lisa. I mean, at least I'm gonna go tomorrow and I'm gonna get see what they'll give me as a trade-in on this nice van, maybe a different van. I don't know yet. So New Hampshire is a beautiful place. Another what? Oh, another van, you mean? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I wouldn't mind you know, a different kind of van, but it'd have to be comfortable to drive. I don't want like a truck ugly seat, and you have nothing. Yeah, well, I'm not in Alabama. It has Carrie says no property tax in Alabama. I won't. I will walk out because we have to pick up. We have an appointment at 5 o'clock to pick up. Mark's daughter's granddaughter is coming to visit us for a week, and we are only going to have a little bit of time. So I might have to walk out. Maybe they'll call me back. I'm going to say I want an even trade. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens, huh? Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. And I might have to walk out because I'm not about to just go into such major debt that because I'm too old to have 5 more years of payments. No, exactly. Grandma Patty said a woman traveling alone needs to be able to be stealth and be able to get away fast. Well, I wouldn't really tell you honestly, I would not stop somewhere and sleep in my vehicle that wasn't totally safe. At least that's what I think. Yes, Teresa, Kathy and Mark are going to be with me because we're picking up his granddaughter at 5. So we're going to go earlier, and we'll get my truck washed, and take it over there. Yes, Ellen. She says, when I was in a similar situation, I had a hard time emotionally letting go of things that most reminded me of my late fiance. Well, I know the truck's a big thing for me. It is. It's part of the last thing that was his. But I know he'd want me to be happy and safe. Jude, thanks for joining in today. Hi, Mom with 5. Mom of 5. Easier said than done. Thank you for joining in, Jude. Have a wonderful weekend. Right, Joanne, and I don't really have people to go with me, so I'm glad I have Mark and Kathy to be with me tomorrow. Sounds nice, Carrie. He has a 2,400 square foot house on an acre of land, and he says I pay over 400 a year property tax. That's not bad. That's really good. I think property tax in Texas is kind of high. I think. I know Kat and Mark have to pay. Yeah, well, I'm pretty. I know Lisa. He says she said just remember that salespeople make commission and they try to sell you something that you don't want. Well, there's not anybody going to try to sell me anything I don't want. I'm not too easy. It's not like she's easy. No, I know what I want. I know what I don't want. Let's put it that way. I may not know exactly what I want, but I do know what I don't want. Okay, Heather, I'll look for the message. Thank you. Have a very good weekend. Let's see how much longer my video is going to have my friend Don in it. It's going to have a picture of Kathy's mother's sister, Betty. I know Betty for 38 years. And what else is in it? Family night, a little bit of family night, the food. It's a good video. It's tried to cut a lot of it out so it wasn't so long. Let's see. 45 more minutes left. I'm telling you, it takes forever to upload. Hey, enjoy yoga, Ellen. Thank you. Exactly, Teresa. I'm gonna know when it's right because I'm not gonna. I'd love it to be perfect. It would be so nice if things magically happened. Come here. Rosie wants to go out. I guess I am going to end this lovely live chat. It's been fun. We've talked about so many different subjects. Look for my next video. It's coming up. And thank you, Sally. I hope so too. I really do want to get something I'd enjoy driving. a really like the Town and Country van, just the comfort of it, leather seats. It had everything. It had wireless phone and all the new stuff. It's new. Okay, Rose. She's either really hungry or she has to go to the bathroom. Take care, everybody. I really appreciate all of your input and your friendship. It it really helps me. It makes my heart sing. Thank you. Thank you, Timothy. Hey, Paul, let's get together soon. I'm going to probably see you next week over in Haskell. Thank you, Carrie and Sally. Love you guys. Okay. Let's see if I can turn this sucker off. Have a very good weekend. Check out my video coming up, and thanks for all your friendships.